Glasgow's old steamies prompt many a memory for those, like Mary McCusker, who remember when they were found in all of the city neighbourhoods. But it's a rather gruesome tale that has stayed in the actress's head since her mum took her to the local washhouse. Look away now if you are squeamish. We were on our way to the steamie on Crown Street, and my mother had her box of washing crystals under her arm, says Mary, who was born in a Gorbals. We met someone my mum knew and they started to natter, while I stood by at her elbow. I was just a wee girl, maybe even just a toddler. She adds, it had started to rain, and the box under my mum's arm was getting wetter, and suddenly, as I looked up at the grown-ups chatting, it collapsed and the crystals poured down onto my face and into my eyes. Mary winces at the memory, adding, I was screaming, my mother was screaming, and then out of the blue, a man who was walking past ran over, lifted me up and licked the soap out of my eye. It was unbelievable, but his quick thinking probably saved my sight. Mary stars in Tony Roper's The Steamie, which is coming to the SSE Hydro for 6 sensational performances in December. The Evening Times has teamed up with the revamped show, which also stars Louise McCarthy, Gail Telfer-Stevens, Fiona Wood and Harry Ward, to offer 5 lucky readers tickets for the opening night on December 27th. All you have to do to be in with a chance of winning is to send in your memories of Glasgow's old steamies. Perhaps you recall your mother or grandmother taking you along on wash day, the steamie full of the smell of soap and heat? Did you watch as she undertook the back-breaking work, lifting and rinsing, hauling through the mangle, before folding and preparing to take it all home? Maybe you lived close to Glasgow Green, where clothes poles still stand from the days where locals could hang out their washing. We would love to hear your stories, and we will run a selection of the best in the newspaper and online over the coming weeks. Our favorite 5 will win the tickets for the show. Send your memories and any old photographs you have to ann.fotheringham@heraldandtimes.co.uk, or write to Anne Fotheringham, 200 Renfield Street, Glasgow G23QB. Mary plays Mrs. Culfeathers in the play, which includes songs written by David Anderson. It's a Scottish theatre classic, a nod to the hard-working women of 1950s Glasgow, in which young Doreen imagines a new future and Mrs. Culfeathers looks back to the past. It's a sentimental story, but there is a hard edge to it, which makes it real, she explains. It's how people were back then, they helped each other, they looked after each other, and I remember that well. It paints a picture that will resonate with many people. I remember going to the steamie with my mother. Bath. For more on this story, visit the news article link.